I'm going to start a new project here modeling from this guy, Rustam Algaev, his art station page, and this just a really beautiful, colorful work here. What I really want to focus on is just this lantern and maybe this bench here. Now, this kind of stuff is done with some nice texture painting, and usually you know, it could be modeled in Maya or 3D Max, maybe Blender, and using ZBrush or ZBrush for some of the sculpting. But we're just going to do this in Blender, and what I want to do is model just the lantern and maybe the bench, maybe another piece, we'll see, and use Blender itself and SMUDGR PRO to make it look grungy. I'm not going to make it look all shiny and nice like this. There's, like I said before, there's been a lot of lantern modeling on YouTube, and so I want to do this again, but from a slightly different perspective. Okay, so definite shout out to Rustam for allowing us to use his image, because we did get permission from him. So here we are in Blender, and if you have the image, the way I'd like to do this is to bring in the image, just bring it in as a reference. As you can see, it's all crazy, so I'm just going to hit Alt-R, and that's going to reset the rotation. Then I'm going to rotate X90 so we can look at it from the front. And basically what I want to do is I want to grab this, I'm going to press G, and I just want to move it. My 3D cursor is right in the middle, and I want to move it so that the 3D cursor is pretty much at the bottom and in what looks to be the middle of the lantern. And we're not going to make the lantern exactly the same. We're just going to use it as a reference. Once I've got it positioned where I think I like it, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to choose that little arrow, and I'm going to click on it so that I can't select this and move it by accident. Okay, with that done, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in a plane, go to edit mode, go 1, and I'm going to merge it center, so I have just a single vertex. And I'm going to trace the outline, one half of the outline of most of this. I'm not going to trace this little, the glass part right there. And then I'm going to use the screw modifier. Now, this would really be, although it looks curved here, would really be a straight base that's got some curvature to it. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to hit E to extrude, and I'm just going to pull out like this. And like I said, it's not going to follow exactly. Now I'm going to hit E to extrude, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to just start pressing E and G and follow the outline of the lantern roughly. We just want a cool shape. All right, and it gets a little blurry here, so I'm just going to come in like this, E and G, E and G, and come in, E and G, and I'm going to come up to here, E and G, and I'm going to sort of round off, and I'm going to come straight in the X, and that's what I'm going to get. All right, so with that done, I'm just going to stop right there. I'm now going to come over to the modifier tab, screw, and I'm in the Z direction. If it looks funny to you like this, just switch over to the Z, and we have this. Let's add subdivision surface of 2, and we'll have what looks like the bottom of the lantern. However, I don't like this much curvature, but we're going to make some changes in a little while, so that's going to be just fine. So that's going to be the base. I'm going to skip this middle part for now. I'm going to jump up to here. So, okay, we're going to start again. So I'm going to bring in another plane, go into edit mode, and merge those vertices at the center, and drag this up. And in front view, I'm going to start again. Press E, and I'm going to come out like this, and I'm going to come up. I think I'm going to dip in around here. I'm going to go E and G and just come in, E and G and come back out, E and G, come up. I can't really see what's going on, so that's all right. E and G, and I'll start coming out here and just round around E and G, just go around the corner. Maybe I'll come out a bit wider than that. So you can always grab these points and move them, just roughly going E and G and coming around the perimeter of this thing. Let's put a little indentation in here. Let's go E and G and come in a ways, E and G and come right out. Yeah, something like that. E and G. Let's come on right up to here. Let's dip in a bit, E and G, and come out. Again, you can do your own thing. E, I'll come up to here. All right, E and G, we'll come out around here and just start rounding it. Looks like we're gonna get a little indentation. So E and G, E, and now I'm gonna just do this kind of strawberry-like shape. Strawberry-like shape. And at this point, I think I will just come in. Maybe I'll do one more thing like that, and see what happens with that. Yeah. All right. There's my profile. All right. Screw modifier in the Z and subdivision surface of 2. Okay, and we'll work on that. Yeah. Okay, you see what's happened here. I want to come in, take this point, and I'm actually going to delete that point right there. Don't need that. I'll do something else there in a moment. Looking great. Okay. All right. Well, that is that. I'm actually going to, in object mode, I'm going to apply that screw modifier and that. I'm not going to apply the subdivision surface. Let's now hide the empty. And let's take this stuff and move that to a new collection, call it lantern. So we've got that right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is go back in, and you will see all this stuff. We'll take this, E and S will come in just to make that little curve so that the glass could fit in there. And let's come up to the top here. Let's press N and view and change the clip start to 0.001 so we can zoom in without it going weird. And I think right up here, I'll just E. Okay, I got something else selected. E and S, and I don't know, maybe grid fill. And then you just go through and you sharpen up some edges, and I usually want to use edge loops to do that. So I'm just going to drag them down so I get that. And maybe this is not well defined, something like that. Just come up like this. I think maybe that is a little bit too rounded, so I'll just bring it close just to sharpen that. Actually, I wanted subdivision of 2 on this, so that's a little bit nicer. That's okay. Same on this one that has 2, but let's sharpen up some of these. I can even take this one and bring it down. It'll change the shape a little bit. Okay, I'll put one other one in there to do that. And we're going to come up here. We're also going to come down. And let's take this, pull it down a bit. That's okay. All right, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to Shift Alt and click that. Shift D, I'll move it up. P to break it out. And I'll take this and bring it back down. E to extrude, and I'll bring it up like this. All right, very nice. So that is what we have so far of the lantern. And now we're going to create these metal bar-like pieces right here. So let's do that. So I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to borrow one of these edges, I think. Shift D. Shift D. I'm going to bring it up. P to break it out. And I'm going to get rid of the subdivision for now, and I'm going to scale it out I'll look from the top, and I want it outside like that. I'm going to look and turn on my image again, and maybe I'll scale it a little bit smaller. So I'm doing this round part here. Okay, and in object mode, I'm going to convert this to a curve, and in the curve, the dialog box under geometry, I'm going to bring up the bevel depth to somewhere that I like, 0.05. I'm going to shade smooth and go Control 2. I can turn that on. Well, let's just do the other one first. Let's Shift D and bring up another one to about here. Let's hide that empty now. That may actually be too thick, so I'm going to make this 0.004. We could start with that. We can always change that. Let's just have another look. Okay. Something like that. So we got those two there, and then we have these ones that come under it, or maybe probably sort of intersect with it, sort of weld to it. A little bit of a bend, straight, a little bit of a bend. Okay, and the bend is roughly at the end of the piece. All right, so that's how we'll do it anyhow, something like that. So I'm just going to bring in another plane and merge the vertices at the center. And I'm going to look from the top, and I think I'm going to pull that vertex out to about the outside. Let's look from the front again. I'm going to bring it up. All right, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to look from the side actually, is bring it in and think of where it would attach to the body. I'm going to have it attached there, I think. And it may differ a little bit here from the diagram. So it comes out from underneath there to about the middle of this. So yeah, we can always adjust this. So I'm going to come from there. I'm going to E and G. I'm going to bring it. Where do I want it to curve? Oh yeah, I want it to curve right about there. I just said that, didn't I? So about there, and then I'm going to press E to extrude, and I'm going to come down. And about where it reaches the bottom there, I'm going to make it, I'm going to hit E and G. It doesn't matter if it has the exact same curvature. I'm just going to bring it in like that. I'm going to take these, and I'm going to Shift Control B and smooth it out a little bit, but not too much. Throw some edge lips in there. It'll be like that. Okay, I can always adjust. Let's convert that to a curve and probably go for 0.004 again. Maybe a little bit thinner, just because of the way we're doing this. And then if I put on a subdivision surface, I'll shrink it down a bit too. So I may go for that on all of these. Yeah, I think maybe. Okay. I'm just going to pull that in. And I'm going to pull that in. And it's going to be something like this. Pull it out there too much. I think I could live with that. Okay, now I want to have these go around. There's going to be 6 of them. So I think the way I'll do it is my 3D cursor is still right in the middle. And so I'm just going to copy this. Let's switch to 3D cursor, Shift D, rotate Z. 60. Okay, so I'm going to go 360. Shift D, rotate Z, 60. 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 And I've got 6 of them. And I did that instead of using the spin tool, which tends to crash for me when I'm using my screen capturing software at the same time. Okay. And now to have them attach, you know, it looks kind of like they swell up and weld, but I think I'm gonna do, I don't really know, maybe I'll select this and bring in like a cube, bring in a cube, scale it down. Maybe take that outer edge there, take that edge here, and maybe we'll bevel this. You know, I think I even want to bring these down. No, that's too much. Maybe not. Maybe they're fine. Okay. Just adjust it so it's kind of going into the middle of the cube there. All right, and then with that done there, I'm going to reselect something here and set the origin to geometry again. Bring my 3D cursor again so it's central. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to Shift D, rotate Z, 60. I see I'm still with my 3D pivot there. Shift D, rotate Z, 60. Got all these guys. Let's join them. Save. 3D cursor still in the middle, so let's Shift D, rotate X 180 and bring them up and see how well it works at the top. And the top is a slightly different diameter, and so I'm going to just not, where's my, I'm going to get out of that medium point. I'm just going to hit S and hold Shift, and okay, that's not going to work too well for me. So let's try individual origins and S. Okay, no. What I'll do is I will just, I'll come in and I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to break it out, and I'm going to get rid of the others, and I'm going to just position one, and then I'm going to rotate it. I'll just put the origin there for now. I'm just going to bring this in till I like the position. And let's see. I don't mind a little bit showing up at the top. If I go to there, no, not yet. Sticks out a bit there, whereas it indents there. I think that might give an interesting design look. I don't know. Don't want it too close to this edge though. In fact, what I think I'm going to do, sorry for making all these changes, is come in here, grab all these and pull them down, give myself some more room, and maybe even sharpen this up. Now that I think about it, I'm moving all of these edges to get a nice sharper part there, and in fact even here. And give myself a room, or some room there. All right, I could probably live with that. Okay, so let's select that and set the origin of geometry and bring the 3D cursor there and just repeat what we've been doing so far. Do that. How have we done? And that's what we end up with. Okay. I'm going to select, let's see, everything, go into edit mode and recalculate outside my polys. Some of my polys were flipped. All right. Might want to throw an edge loop on there. And then it's just final tweaking if you feel the need to do that at all. Okay. That's what we end up with so far, and we just want to have a look at it on a base. So you just bring in a circle here. Just because it'll look a little bit nicer for the moment. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do in this part of the series, and in the next part we'll do some modeling. I'll come up with something else that I want, like that little bench, and then we'll get into the texturing. Thanks for watching.